You are now listening to the Bickering Brothers podcast.
What's going on? This is the Bickering Brothers podcast. You already know who it is, man. Do we have to spell it out for you? My name is Akhil.
It's your boy Sephus.
You're not gonna sing it for him? Let him know, man. Because sometimes they just don't remember. You know, you saying Sephus is not enough, but you gotta be like, it's your boy, so. And I'll let you do the rest.
I'm gonna do it later.
Are you gonna do? Oh, you just.
I feel like it's forced now. I feel like it's forced.
Okay, fine. You think it's forced? I feel like it's gonna pop up out of nowhere in between your conversation.
Yeah.
You're annoying,
I feel like it's forced.
Yo, pause.
Just remember, every time I say it, I want it to be spelled out on the screen. I'm doing this for a reason.
For y'all.
And for you podcast listeners, I'm sorry that you don't see it on the screen, but check out our YouTube channel. You'll be able to see what I mean by I wanted to say SO_SEPHUSTICATED. You know what it is on all social media platforms. Like I said last episode, I don't give a fuck. But follow me on all social media platforms. And if you have any business ventures that you want me to invest in, like I told you, I got $2 and a Jolly Rancher. I could throw your way.
Now listen.
Trapaholics mixtape.
Damn it. I don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. This.
Now listen, that's called motherfucking bars, nigga.
There it is.
All right. Anyway, let's just jump into it. I know you guys know who we are.
Yes.
We got Josh in the back. Josh, say what's up.
Yo, what's happening, guys?
What up, Gary Sanderson?
You can find
Gary
me
Sanderson.
on Pinterest.youtube.com.
Yeah, tell them about your Tumblr.
Yeah.
Tumblr, got all that. Got the funny gifs. Got the
Yeah.
illegal videos you want to see.
You
got
already
all that
know.
shit, man. Hit me up.
There it is.
Yeah, we got Josh in the back. Everybody else is a little busy today, but it's all good, man. You guys got the Bickering Brothers. That's what matters right now, okay?
It is.
Cephas, what's going on, baby?
Chilling, dog. You already know, like I said last week, same shit. Different Charmin.
Oh, wait,
Nigga
Charmin?
said shawarma.
I thought that's what you said last time. I thought you said
my
shawarma.
God. He
Because we're
said
talking about baklavas. Son, I thought that's what you thought.
Yo, my nigga said shawarma, bro.
Same shit, different shawarma. Is that not what it is? Bro.
How often do you think I'm eating shawarma?
I don't know, bro. I'm just saying.
Different Charmin, like the toilet paper company. He said shawarma. Shit and toilet paper, not shit and food. I mean, I guess that makes sense too, but no.
Okay, I like that. Okay,
yeah.
that's pretty good. Damn, you're so clever, bro. I don't have anything like that. Same shit, different shawarma. I don't
No,
got
it's Charmin.
What'd you say? What did I say? What did I say? I said the same thing.
Yo, play that academics. Like, he was like, what'd you say? Say it again. What'd you say?
Oh wait, that was from the
Migos interview?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was iconic.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
Say it again.
Wait, what was that?
What was that?
Take off.
He said, I'm living on Bad and Bougie. He said, I'm living on Bad and Bougie.
You have a lot of energy for somebody that had a wild night last night.
Bruh, it wasn't even wild in the sense that I, like, did some crazy shit. I was just watching football all day.
You fucking hit me up at
And the,
4:30 a.m. talking about, yo, you gonna pick me up tomorrow?
Bro,
Like, what?
specifically,
Boy, can you go to sleep?
Specifically, I said,
Yeah.
you could scoot in the AM. I woke up in the morning, I was like, I don't even talk like this. Bro, when I got dropped off, I almost walked into my neighbor's house. Like, I almost went over there and I was just like, wait, nah, this ain't me, bro.
Stop it.
I was messed up.
That's so funny that you literally just said that because I want to ask you about that. But shit, why did you have to bring it up so goddamn early? Talking about walking to somebody else's
I see where you're going.
house.
I see where you're going.
Fucking hell, bro.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, at least when I was walking to somebody's house, the most I was going to get was some, plantanos. But like,
you think you could just walk into the house and be like, "Hey, can I have some platanos?"
Probably.
They'll be like, "Okay."
But probably not at like 4:33 in the morning.
No, not 4:30.
Yeah, no.
They'll be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, no, I was gonna get some platanos, but it wasn't gonna be what I was looking for.
Yeah. But they fuck with you though. Your neighbors fuck with you.
No, they do. Not at 4:30 in the morning.
Not
like I
4:30
said.
in the morning.
No. I don't even fuck with me at 4:30
What did you even
in the
do
morning.
last night?
I went to the homie's house.
Yeah.
Homie that I haven't seen in a mad long. Had a couple people over. Had some alcohol.
Yeah.
And we watched some football. And we watched the fight at midnight, which was lit. My boy Izzy Adesanya. Shout out to the West Africans. You already know.
Yo, when
Yeah,
are they
it
gonna
was
put
interesting.
Ghana on the map though? They keep
We
putting
don't have a
Nigeria on
Ghana.
the
We
map.
don't have a Ghanaian fighter. We don't.
I'm just saying in general for music too. Like I always see Nigerian rap like artists and stuff like.
Well, you do, I mean,
Davido.
you probably listen to like pop African songs, but like
And that's all like, but they all happen to be Nigerian guys though.
yeah, I
No,
mean that's
majority Nigerian guys.
Yeah.
When they gonna put Ghana on the map?
well, Ghana is on the map, just not to you. That's what I'm trying to tell
that's
you.
true, that's true.
Ghana is on the map. Ghana's one of the most wealthy
Is the
West
music like
African
that
countries.
vastly different from the Nigerian?
Bro, you got it. This is not
I mean,
African
this is-
music. This is not
this
what
is
you're listening
Afro-pop.
to. This
This
is
is
Afro
Afro-pop.
pop. It's not
Right,
African
right.
music. So like that.
Which is what
don't try to compare.
Which is what any country could do. Like Ghana could
Any
do
country,
Afro pop.
it's all Afro beats. Like that beat style is not Nigerian. They just
Oh, it's
happen
just
to be
Afro beat.
Nigerian people that are on there. Those are not
Right.
Nigerian beats. Ghanaian people make the same music. People from Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, where Brian is from, they make the same type of music, but they speak in their own
He's from
dialect.
where?
Ivory Coast, aka
yeah.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Really? I thought he was Sierra
Oh
Leone.
no, I'm lying. My Emmanuel, I'm pretty sure. Is from
Emmanuel's
Cote,
there.
yeah. Brian
I
was
don't
from
know.
Sierra Leone. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Sierra
I'm
Leone.
sorry. Yeah.
Which is how far from like
It's all West Africa. It's
like
literally
people
in
fail
that
to
little
realize
pocket.
how fucking huge Africa is, the continent itself,
yeah.
and how many different countries are there.
Everybody other
It
than
looks like a
Africans.
freaking puzzle map,
Yeah,
right?
there are 52 countries, I believe. 50
Yeah, that's
to
crazy.
52.
That's crazy. And you guys all have like different dialects and everything too, the same way India does.
Yep.
India's like been like kind of compartmentalized and shit.
Right. But you
Which
see
is
that
insane.
comparison right there? Like, that's the difference that people don't understand. India is not like Africa. Africa
No,
is a
but-
continent. India is a country.
Right, exactly.
So, like, the way that, like,
But I
people
mean,
take
India
that-
is so big that it might as well just be its own little continent with
That-
all the
that's-
different
that's true,
dialects
yeah.
and religions and everything. You know, you have at least
That's
like
true.
8 different religions in India alone. You know.
Yeah, the thing, I mean, a lot of Africans are primarily Christian, but a lot of them do have their own, like, specific secular basis.
I think geography and history, that combination is just so interesting to me because I'd love to know how religion started in a particular country. Like, you know, how India was transformed after the British Empire took over for 150 years. Like, little things like that, you know?
Right. Well, you should definitely, when it comes to history, I'm a huge buff for history. I always tell people to start from your home, right? Start from your own home basis.
then
If
work your way around.
if you can't tell me about the wars and shit that happened in your own country, I don't care about you telling me about the Civil War. You're not even very, like, you're not educated on where you come from.
Right.
Don't tell me about the American Civil War.
I don't know about all the different wars, but obviously I know about
No.
like the
just like the
British impact on
what-
India and stuff like that. And
Right.
what Gandhi was, and Gandhi was a racist if you didn't know.
I feel like, yeah, if you're an immigrant, before telling me about World War this
People,
and
like,
World
people
War
too
that,
not woke enough for that.
Right.
My man, he doesn't even look woke enough for that.
Right,
He's
but I'm
literally
saying-
asleep.
right?
He's trying to keep
I'm
his
saying,
eyes up.
If you can't tell me about that, I don't want you telling me about American stuff because you don't even know where you coming from. Come
Right,
on, bro. Don't tell
exactly.
me about history.
Right, exactly.
What's your history? You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
So you're watching football last
Watching
night?
football.
Oh, you're
and
watching West Virginia.
I was watching West Virginia among other football games. West Virginia,
It's all college
unfortunately,
football. It's all college football.
it was all college football. Saturday is all college football. Today is NFL. But yesterday, unfortunately, it was our homecoming game against Texas. Horns down to all my West Virginia people, but we lost, unfortunately. It was a good
Sorry to
game.
hear that.
It was a good
I
game.
mean, I'm not that connected to WVU.
Well,
I don't even know college football like that. I'm still trying to find my NFL team, honestly. I'm just trying to find that one person that I
But
really
you went to
fuck with.
Rutgers. You went to Rutgers, so you should like kind of be in tune with like the Rutgers
I went to
alumni.
one Rutgers football game.
They got
Because
they
I just-
Sorry, bro.
slapped yesterday.
Ass,
Who did they play
dude.
yesterday? Maryland, I think.
I ain't-
Maryland washed them.
Rutgers?
Washed
Always.
them.
That's why
at
I don't,
home.
I
I'm
don't,
not even surprised
At home.
anymore.
and that's why I don't associate
At
myself
home.
with Rutgers.
When I first got to West Virginia and I told them I was from Jersey, bro, the amount of people that clowned me. They're like, "Boy, you a Rutgers fan?"
It's like,
I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "Oh yeah."
get him! You ever see that meme of like the group just punching
Yeah,
him?
that's.
It's like, when you tell your homies
It was
that
like-
it's their 21st birthday.
They was like, "When's the last time y'all went to a Rose Bowl?" I was like, I don't know.
Yo, that meme is so funny, bro.
What?
It's like the one where like everybody's beating
they
them
just
up.
wilding on
yeah.
them? Yeah.
And the meme is like when you tell your homies it's your 21st birthday and they come for 24.
Or it's like it says like
The
me.
21
All the dudes
birthday
jumping the dude is like me, and the dude getting jumped is like my meat. They're just wilding on him.
Yo, son. Oh my god, bro. Yesterday, I watched The Joker. And you know I hit you up like fucking 8 times
hit
to
me
watch
up
this.
once.
I hit you up twice.
That's not 8.
I hit you up twice. Which acts like 8. Okay, it was
No.
kind of like a double
You
text.
texted me and it called me.
You text somebody saying that you want to hang out. They're like, no answer. Actually, even better, no answer.
Okay.
You gonna hit them up again and be like, so like, Like, you want to go see the Joker? That's what it felt like hitting you up, okay?
No,
it
but
felt like I hit you up 12 times.
But I texted you back after the first time.
Nonetheless, I
You
went
called me.
and watched Joker yesterday.
Right.
Okay? Because everybody's been hyping it up, all right? Lacey even was like, oh, it's 12 out of 10. It's definitely nominated. It's definitely going to get nominated for an Oscar.
That's why I didn't want to go see it just yet.
Because it's hyped up, right? Everybody's hyping up. Okay. So I went there. I watched it. Starring Joaquin Phoenix. I've never seen any movies from him before. Okay, all I can say is I can understand why there was like that widespread news about be careful. You know, there's gonna be cops facilitating that entire movie theater because
it's a Batman movie.
no, not even because it's a Batman movie, but because the Joker and like because this entire movie is based around mental illness and of what that character Arthur is going through.
Right.
Like he has a whole lot of shit going. He has like anxiety. He's got like this he's got this medicated thing where. Or this illness where he laughs a lot in uncomfortable situations, like he laughs uncontrollably. He definitely has some sort of personality disorder, anxiety, definitely has some sort of bipolar disorder. All of these different things, definitely depression to its max. His life kind of falls apart, right? I don't want to like spoil it for you, given that you're gonna watch it eventually.
Right.
But watching that movie can definitely move you. Like you see all the different things, all the fucked up things that like kind of pile up on top of him. To the point where, like, when he, like, pulls a gun and tries to kill himself and all the different times he tries to kill himself, sometimes he doesn't even have a bullet in the gun. And he makes jokes about, you know, like, committing suicide. It's, like, it's really sad. And it's really, like, it's chilling. That's the best word I could think about it. When I'm watching this, I'm like, fuck, this is fucked up, bro. Which makes for a great Joker.
Right, of course.
Know? Right.
Because the great Joker is broken. You know
He's
what I mean?
broken. You don't know what's going on. You can't understand his life. His life is so unique, but all the different events in his life pile up to create what the Joker is.
Right.
I get that. I understand that they want to create some sort of origin story for Joker, but look, I tried my best not to compare him to Heath Ledger Joker because that's the best Joker, and over the years, since like 1950s, 1940s, they've been transforming the Joker. Like they've been creating different types of personality Jokers, right?
Just like the Batmans.
Just like the Batmans, right? I think the best Joker was Heath Ledger.
That's what you think because that's kind of what you grew up on.
That is what I mean, I've watched like
but
Jack
it doesn't
Nicholson
it
Joker,
doesn't
I
resonate
like
with
it.
you. It doesn't resonate with
Right.
you as much as
you know
like
why
Heath
it
Ledger.
resonates with me the most?
Because it's your generation.
Is well, sure, it's generation. Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies, but also because that Joker, you don't know his origin. I thought that was the whole point of Joker, is that you don't know where he came from. What's up with him?
Once again, that's because it's your generation. So the universe the universe that's tied to our generation is the Joker that we know as Heath Ledger.
Right.
You don't know, unless you read comic books, you don't know the origin story of Joker. But Joaquin Phoenix's Joker,
it's from a comic book.
It's not. I don't think it actually is, but it's one that we needed because everybody, like, now that we have so many Jokers, we want to know where Joker started from.
Right.
There is no origin story of Joker. All of the Jokers that were played in the past were kind of similar. They all had their own take on it, obviously.
Right.
But they played the same role. That's why I feel like this new one was, like, supposed to be this great thing. Granted, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I mean, this particular Joker. Look, I think the movie's great. You should definitely go watch it just to get your opinion on it, so we could talk more in depth.
Right.
But I mean, it's pretty evident that like this Joker, like Joaquin's Joker, the personality is just they're both off. Like Heath Ledger Joker is off in the head, and this one is off in its own unique, weird way. You know, it's like all these events piled up to create this person. He's broken, and you know why he's broken, and he's just very unstable.
Right.
But Heath Ledger's Joker was like off and unstable, and like it's like a screw loose in his head, but you just can't pinpoint why.
Because you don't know what's wrong.
Because you don't know what's wrong, and that's what I guess right.
That's why they needed this.
I've read a few comics books just growing up knowing that like I don't know what the origin of Joker is, but that's what makes Joker is like that mysterious aspect behind him.
Yeah.
Wanting to know where the fuck did this guy come from? What is this? What's his mission?
Right.
Does he even have a mission, or does he want to just like what Alfred said? Watch some men just want to watch the world burn.
That's why I feel like the directors or the creators of this needed this movie, right? Even with the Avengers,
They're
like,
trying to.
before they killed Thanos. Spoiler alert. Sorry, I mean the movie came out like fucking how long ago?
Yeah, you guys watched that, right? You guys watch Avengers?
But before they attack Thanos, like you see like a young Thanos, and you see him grow up, and you kind of understand like where he's coming from. It gives you a sense of empathy for the villain,
right?
And I feel like we needed that in this.
That's a good point. This creates empathy for this Joker.
Exactly.
He does a lot of fucked up shit after he transforms into the Joker.
Right.
And then it's like, whoa, that was crazy.
Right.
Why did he have to do that?
Right, exactly.
But then you kind of like sit back and you're like, okay, but this happened and this happened. It's like,
but prior to this, you wouldn't even think of that, right?
very
You would just think
conflicting
he would
feelings
just
on it.
do some messed up things and he would just run away. And then
Right.
Dark Knight, like Batman Begins, he would do some crazy shit, run away. Dark Knight trilogy comes around, he does some messed up shit, he runs away. You don't understand like why does he keep just messing with people in Gotham?
right.
But then you got the origin story, and it's like, okay, he's kind of messed up himself. He's not just like this wacko lunatic, you know what I mean? He has some mental issues.
Yeah.
It kind of opens that like empathetic side of you.
I mean, look, I feel like even if you do watch the Joker, maybe I'm biased because my favorite superhero is Batman, so that makes Joker my favorite supervillain.
Why the fuck is okay?
No, let's talk. Okay, all right. You want to give me that crazy ass reaction?
Right.
What is your favorite superhero? No,
My favorite superhero is Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
My favorite superhero is
I thought you were gonna say Superman. I don't know why.
the fuck?
I don't know why.
No.
Okay, so Spider-Man
Not
is your
even
favorite
close.
superhero.
Yeah, Spider-Man's
So of all the
close, and then
spiders that you see here
Black
in this
Green
basement,
Lantern.
why do
Right.
you get scared?
I think
Spider-Man was
Spider-Man
your
is my favorite superhero. I don't
Okay,
want to
touch
be
the
Spider-Man,
spiders.
nigga.
What
What
do
you
you
talking
mean?
about? I'm Josephus. I don't want to be Spider-Man. I just like the Spider-Man character.
I mean, is it okay? Why? Give me your reasons as to why you like Spider-Man.
I just like I like Spider-Man because of his like as a fighter. I like his body frame. Pause. Yeah, we was talking about it,
Oh
so now
my
I'm gonna bring it back.
God.
So his body frame and like his like.
What do you mean body frame? Like how
He's
how
small.
He's built?
He's
Oh,
he's
small.
he's
Okay.
small, so he's like he can move around easily. Like he's a smaller target to hit, and then he can also fly out in like the blink of an eye with his webs. He can
yeah,
also
he can
use those
swing.
webs as
Fly.
well, kind of.
He can swing.
Well, he can
He
swing.
can swing from building. To
Okay,
building.
sure,
Swinging.
yeah.
Stop it.
He has an aerial ability though.
Okay.
Unlike the Batman.
Okay.
Who calls himself Batman and can't fly. But I'm gonna get back to that.
Okay.
He also used those webs as attacks, right? He can also attack people with those webs, put them in webs. He can
constrict
blind
them,
people.
yeah.
He can constrict their hands. He can do shit like that. So he's a very versatile superhero. That's why I like him.
Okay. All right. But if you had to pit Batman and Spider-Man against each other, who is gonna win?
Who's gonna win?
Yeah.
I would say Spider-Man.
I think Batman because Batman got Kevlar suits.
Yeah, and it's only
He's
because
got-
Batman has money. Let's fight. No suit versus no suit. Batman's not a superhero.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
Donald Trump.
Whoa.
Like-
Wait. Okay, you're saying Batman without a suit, and then Spider-Man without a suit, meaning Spider-Man without his powers.
Spider-Man's powers come out of his wrist. He was bit by a spider.
Ah,
What are you
okay.
talking about?
All right, but
He has cartridges though. He has cartridges in his
Okay, the Spider-Man that you niggas like.
The one
I'm
that-
talking about the real Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man,
Tobey
Peter
Maguire's
Parker, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Okay.
Not.
I mean, I'm just kidding.
not,
It doesn't have to be Tobey
not the
Maguire
dude-
Spider-Man.
Not the one that's coming out with the Halloween cartridges on his wrist. Nah.
Halloween cartridge. What are you talking
You
about?
know how back in the day when you wanted to be Spider-Man, like the webs came with like a little
Oh,
cartridge?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
the Amazing Spider-Man uses.
That's what Batman would have been if he turned into
Fact.
Spider-Man.
Fact. He hit up Morgan Freeman. He was like, yo, I see this dude got spider webs. Make me one.
Be like, yes, Master Bruce.
Right. He don't call them bat webs.
No, I mean, like, I think, okay, I'm not gonna like base my entire argument over Batman being cool and looking cool.
Bro, please don't make that the basis of your argument.
No,
because
no.
you're gonna lose.
But I mean, like, but that's what makes Batman is like, let's look past the fact that he's rich as hell. Let's just look at his gadgets then.
But the only reason he has those gadgets is because he's rich as hell.
Okay, but like, if he wasn't, look, I hate you because we're just talking solely off of which superhero can beat up the next superhero.
What'd you just say?
Stop.
Which
Stop.
superhero can beat up the next, right?
Okay.
Without his suit, he's not a superhero.
All right. Okay. All right. Here's a better question to ask you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We could have that in the background. Anyways, so if you had to pick a superpower, what would it be? If you had to pick one superpower and stick with it, what would it be? I actually want to know this, and I want to know.
Am I a
this too.
superhero or I'm just like a normal
You're a
dude?
normal person, but you have a
You're
superpower.
Josephus, but you
I'm
You're
Josephus and I just happen to have superpowers.
Yes.
Or a superpower.
One superpower. There's a long list.
It might be speed or flight.
You would say flight or speed?
Yeah.
Explain why.
Because I can travel anywhere, and I feel like it'll help me when I'm in like fighting situations because people can't see me and people can't catch me. As far as speed goes.
This is speed. So you want to be like the Flash.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Flash,
yeah,
or you want to be kind of like a more whack version of Superman because you just said only flight.
I mean, you said one superhero.
Right.
Superpower.
Right. One superpower.
Yeah.
That
So
man is washing this nigga.
Oh right. So that's only make it. No, but this is a video game. Okay. What was that drop?
Never mind.
What was that drop? All right. Look.
yeah, no, probably
So-
speed or flight.
All right. So I had to narrow it down. Right. I was thinking about just.
Don't
random...
give me like 10.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick one. But I'm saying you have stuff like reading minds. You got flying. You got invincibility. That's a little cheap, right?
That's
kinda
bullshit.
cheap.
That's just
kinda cheap.
Superman.
All right, fine. Super strength. You got. How about this? Survive in any weather or climate. That could be surviving in space, surviving in extreme cold, extreme heat. Then you have like your blood cures cancer, like on some like scientific shit. You know, like I'm just saying, it's just random ass superpowers that you could have.
Whose superpower is that?
No, it's not anybody's particular superpower, but I'm saying it could be a superpower.
Bro,
you know?
you out here making up superpowers now?
Yes, I really thought about this, and I was like, okay, of all the different things that I would want to pick as a superpower,
That's not really a superpower. You just happen to have blood that cures cancer. That's not, I mean, I guess, but like that's not
it's superhuman.
What are you like, super cancer man? Like what?
Superhuman-ish. And then you have Flash, where you're like super fat, like you're running really fast.
But those are real superpowers, like speed, flight, agility, super strength, seeing through minds, being invisible, not invincible, but invisible.
Ooh, Invisible's a
Shit,
good
like
one.
those are superpowers.
Yo, when you think about it, Aquaman can cure cancer.
Aquaman could suck a dick, dude.
Wait,
Aquaman
Aquaman can
ain't
cure
shit.
cancer?
Low key.
When
'cause
can
he can talk to like microbes in the sea. Obviously, it's in the sea, but like. let's
What?
say-
He could talk to bacteria. Is what
Yeah.
you're telling me?
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing. To
That
me.
doesn't mean
It's
anything
not,
about
it's
curing
cancer
cancer.
isn't called by bacteria, but it's like if you can
He can
control
help.
shit, yeah, he can help.
know what he
like,
could do? He could
if
be
you
a
can, like,
scientist.
control shit on a micro.
He could quit his job as an Aquaman
Right,
and be a
and be
scientist.
Cephus, like
actually get a fucking
Maybe
salary.
he might
doing
make a
this
difference
shit.
in the world.
That's what I'm saying. Like Aquaman was always confusing to me.
But now
I'm
that you
like,
brought up the invisibility thing, that's kind of cool. You know?
I feel like a lot of people would use that to be creeps.
Yes, absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
they
I feel
could.
like the only people that
Yeah,
say,
but
"Yeah,
I'm
I
not
would want to
gonna-
be invisible,"
Yeah, but
is
I
to be a
wouldn't
creep.
use it for being a creep, though. I would use it to, like, help the CIA in some way. You know, like, I could
You can
infiltrate.
snitch.
Huh?
Yeah,
I
you
could
trying to be a
snitch.
rat.
I could be
You
a
trying to be a
rat.
rat.
I could be 6'9". You know, imagine if
That's
6'9"
not
was
what you want.
invisible.
That's not what you
Oh
want.
my god.
6'9" wishes
They
6'9"
open the
was
door to try to
invisible.
kidnap him. They'll be like, "Where is he?" You know, like what? They're like, "Where'd he
He's
go?"
running away. He's like, "Niggas, if he
But you can't see him.
Whoa,
He's in your house trying
where'd
to
he
rob.
go? It's the blicky Like, where that nigga coming from?
What about read minds? I would probably want to read minds. That would be kind of cool.
Would you
But
wanna
then
read
my
minds?
anxiety would be through the roof.
No, I mean you
could
wouldn't.
do
You wouldn't have.
everybody's mind,
You wouldn't have
But I would
anxiety.
have to look at you to be able to read your mind.
I don't
can't
think-
just be chilling
Very
and just read
specific.
somebody's
I don't
mind.
think you would have
Power is-
anxiety though because you have the power to read minds. Feeling anxiety would come if you didn't know what people were thinking about you.
Yeah?
But now if you know what people are thinking about you, you're just kind of either you're mad or you're happy.
No, but I'm saying anxiety would build up because, like, if you could read minds of everybody's at the same time or something, it would drive you insane because you have millions of thoughts.
I don't think that'd
In
be
your head.
anxiety though.
You think so?
No, I don't think
No,
that'd
not
be
exactly. Okay,
anxiety.
fine. But
Yeah.
it would probably run your thoughts a while.
It'd probably
right?
turn you crazy. I don't want to hear what everybody's thinking, but I'll ask you a question.
I think about flight, and I always think about, like, what's that show? No, what's that movie? Sorry.
Is it Flight?
Incredibles?
Oh,
Where they go through, like, why the previous superheroes died, and, like, one of them
They're
got
like
caught by a
capes.
jet
Yeah,
engine.
capes.
Yeah.
They're like capes though.
It was all because of capes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can fly, but like. This is their
so let me ask
I
you a
think
question.
flight would be super cool.
Would you rather read? Would you rather see 10 minutes into the future, or 10 minutes into
The past?
or like go back 10 minutes into the past, or go 10 minutes into the future?
I'd rather the future.
I would definitely
rather
go
future?
10
That's
minutes
the
into
one
the
with
past.
powers.
Yeah.
too.
Because
So
if
let
I
me
fuck
ask-
up on
okay.
something, it's a big fuck up. I could, like,
So you're saying the
Redo.
past?
I would go to the past.
You're saying the future.
The future.
All right. So let me change it to a year. If you could go back a year, or you could go forward a year.
Forward a year.
Forward a year. So
Wait,
he's
go,
thinking
go to the future. Or
go
just-
to the future or go to the past.
But, okay, so I'm thinking in the terms of, like, both could alter life.
They can still
drastically.
alter life. Yes, they can still alter life. However, you're going back with the same knowledge that you have today. Obviously.
What? Okay, how much of a big mind fuck in your life would it be if you go 1 year into the future and then you find out that you died?
If you go 1 year into the future, if you try to like stop that, you would change your past.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that was gonna be my following question. Like, if you went and you saw some crazy shit, would you try to change it? Or if you went back, would you try to change things that you?
I would have to be really like conscious about what I'm doing.
Right.
But the thing is, like, any little thing, can people see you? Yeah. That's a big thing. People can see you when you go back in the past. How the fuck does that work?
Yes,
you got
people
regular.
People can
you
see
got 23-year-old Akhil walking around, but 24-year-old Akhil just walks.
Right. No, but you're going back a year, so it'd be like your older self.
Oh, okay.
But that's the thing with like parallel universes and stuff. If you saw yourself, you would fuck up everything. So like in movies,
but you just go back into yourself in the past.
Right.
I'd probably do the past because I could
10
fix
years?
things.
What about 10 years?
You pushed it, bro.
Yeah, now you're just like blowing my mind. Like,
What about 10
to,
years? So you go back to like 13, 14
It's the
year
future
old.
for me.
No matter what.
No matter what.
So you'd rather go to like when you're 30s than
you know
go
why?
and fix something in the past.
I keep thinking of it as if like you
Hold
can
the mic
see
closer.
into the future. I keep thinking about it as like you can see into the future.
No, you can't see into the future prior to going. So you got a time machine.
I would do the
You can either
past.
go 10
time
years
machine
back.
type shit.
You got a
Okay.
time. You can either go 10 years back or 10 years
I
forward.
still would go into the future.
Into the future?
Yeah.
Okay, I would do the past.
Okay.
Because if I went into the future and I already noticed that my life fucked up, I can't go back and change it. I'd rather go back,
Mm-hmm.
fix things first to be preventable so that my future doesn't get fucked up. If that makes sense.
No,
right?
I agree with that.
If I go to 34 and then I'm like, fuck, why is my life like this? Why am I
well,
homeless?
when you go back to the present, then you would just try to change that. You would try to act like you try to fix whatever you did to what you think caused you to be in that situation.
Right. I think going back in the past would be better because this way I could, right now, let's just say I go into the future and I realize I'm like homeless or something like crazy, right? Something extreme. I could fix it now, but I could go back in the past and make my life better to make my 24-year-old self better and then learn for 34.
You got to think. You don't know you're going to make your life better. You're just changing something in the past.
Maybe
you don't know about the outcome. Yeah, you don't know about the outcome.
If I really had
results.
those powers, I would use it for a lot greater. But let's just say for a simple ass task, right? It's like, okay, let me go back in time and do better in school. Wow, that's such an Indian thing to say.
But do better in school. That's like a
right.
That doesn't take like one class or like one. That's years of work.
Oh, you're saying
Yeah.
like just go back. Oh, it's like the same way like how Stewie does in Family Guy. Like
Right.
the outside time machine goes
Perfect
back.
example. Yes.
Damn.
So you go back and you made a decision to, instead of go to Rutgers, you went to fucking North Carolina State. Something that you could make in a split decision. Not necessarily something that would take you years to complete.
I'd probably go back in time. I feel like if I went back in time, there's a lot more I don't know. I can't think of a specific example.
No, I would definitely go back in time as well.
Definitely go back in time.
No, I
What's
would
your
go back.
reason? What's your reason though? As to why?
Similar to what you're saying, I would go back in time just to like maybe change something. Like nothing specific that comes to mind right now, but I'd probably, for example, go back and maybe change the school that I went to, or go back and maybe change the car color that I got.
Right.
You know what I mean? Simple things like that, but not anything like absurd.
Yeah. But like if I went into the future and I'm like, damn, why am I married to this girl? I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, but then again, see,
But then
like,
you
I wouldn't
go
want
back
to change
normal
that.
and then you try to change
I
it.
wouldn't want to change that because I don't know what that girl. I don't know who that girl was when I met her. You know, like why did I start? Why did I get married to this girl? You know, but I wouldn't want to go into
That's
the
the
future
thing.
because I don't want predetermined thoughts as to how I'm gonna be in the future.
Not even that.
I don't
but
want
it's
that to dictate how I live my life today.
Not even that, but like when you go into the future, there's just so many questions. You're just so confused. Rather, if you just go into the past, you already know
You already
what's
know what
going
happened.
on.
Right.
And then you could just start to like kind of tweak
That's
and
true.
handpick little things that you want to do. Maybe
Right.
surround yourself around other friends.
Right.
Maybe start a business earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. Time, right? That's the biggest thing right now is like time is so valuable. You know, when you lose time, you never get it back. If you go back in time, you can start investing in stuff. Start putting money away.
In our
Little
reality,
things like that, right?
In our reality, the only reason I chose going back in time over going into the future is because I could put bets down that I already know of. I'm gonna be a
Oh,
millionaire. I could
shit.
start Google. I could
Yeah.
literally, like that one movie, I could just create the Beatles and just make me the Beatles.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that
Still
Indian
do
guy?
that by going in the future. You'd be like, okay, I know what bets, or no, I know what's going to happen. You could, it's still kind of like the same
yeah,
shit.
that's no. If you go to the future, you don't know what bets to put down.
If you go into the future,
How
and
do you
No,
know
he's
what's
saying
gonna
like
happen in
he's
the
saying if
future?
you went a year past and you're like, oh, that's who won the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and then you make the bet for
And
the
you
Super
make the
Bowl.
bet.
If you went right back to normal present.
Oh, but you're going to the
But-
present though.
yeah.
You're not going. So
What?
so you're starting from the present.
right now, right?
Right. going to the future, you couldn't place bets down unless you went to the past first.
No, but what he's saying is, if you're here right now and you go a year to the future, you could look online and be like, oh, so 2020 the Super Bowl champions were Patriots. You go right back to present day and then you put a major bet on the Patriots.
Okay, I see what
but
you're saying.
what you're saying is, let's just go back in time,
and then I'm gonna get that money as
because
soon as I
you
get
know
back.
who already won,
Right.
and then make the bet then,
That makes
put
sense.
down millions.
Instead of waiting, because if you go to the future, you still gotta
that's
wait.
the only
But-
difference
Yeah,
by
you
doing
still
it in
gotta
the
wait
past, yeah.
until that shit happens.
But if you go back in time, where are you gonna find that money though?
What do you mean?
Where are you gonna find the money to save up for that past?
I still have the
past?
money in
You
the
go
present.
back
I'm not
in the
making the
past.
bet until the present time.
True.
Or I could take the money. I could take the money that I have now and just go back in time.
How do you know money's gonna go back?
I'm going
with
back 10 years. I'm not shit.
You gonna take money with you?
Why not? It's the
Okay.
same money. It's the same currency.
That's true. You can still like go into your.
Yeah, I'm not going back like hundreds of years.
Right. Okay. All right. So I would. Fuck. I don't even know, man. Whatever. Let's move on. I'd pick flight.
You pick flight?
I'd pick flight. It'd be cool. It would be cool. I was sitting on like a parking deck the other day, and I was just like chilling and stuff, and I'm looking down over like the ledge of the parking deck, and it's like 12-story whatever, and it's just like, yo, if I was just like hovering right here, it'd be kind of cool. There's a lot of shit that I could do. You know, I could go travel to India and see my family. I could go to Africa and see your family.
I like
You know what
teleportation. That'd
But
be
see,
Teleportation is
that's why I
fire.
chose. That's why I chose speed, because speed
It's
essentially is
basically
teleportation, right?
yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Stay woke, bruh. Stay woke.
But then
That's
again,
why the Flash is
But
one
then
of my
again,
favorites,
Goku
bruh.
was just teleporting. You know,
No,
it's
yeah, that's a different
transition.
type. Yeah, it's a different
Like,
type
that's
of
kinda
teleportation.
cool.
Broken. It's
Huh?
too much plot. It's too much armor on him. It's not
Who?
fair on Goku.
Oh.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
He got sent to like some other bullshit from Jiren when they were doing the tournament, and he came back. Like he sent him to like another dimension, and then he just came back.
is Super Strength like really that played out now? Because I think
Yes.
about Super Strength and I'm like,
It's very
I don't think it's played out.
It's
I don't
not.
think it's
Very
played out.
out.
Because if
it's
you're
just so
rolling,
basic. Everybody
okay,
would pick it.
we getting deep into this superhero conversation.
Yeah.
But if you have a squad, if you're a superhero that rolls with a squad, you definitely want somebody with super strength to be able to.
This
break.
reminds me of the SpongeBob episode when they all have superpowers.
Yes.
SpongeBob's
yes.
like,
Again.
want to see me run over there?
Right.
wanna
But if
see me
you're
do it
solo,
again?
if you're like a solo superhero though, if you just like you got super strength and you like big and brolic, that doesn't really help your
What if
agility.
what if you had fire? Like if we're talking about what is that movie?
Fire, like Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. That's what I was
like
thinking about. The guy that had the
I
fire.
can see that fire's always helpful.
Flame on!
Yeah, fire's always
you have
helpful.
to say that every time.
Fire,
Flame on!
When I was a kid, I wanted to be like the what's the one guy from The Incredibles with the ice? Frozen.
Oh, Frozen.
I used to love like ice powers. I'm like, you could freeze people. I used to love Sub-Zero and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I love that whole concept, but I think definitely moving forward, Flash. I want
Flash?
Speed. Death speed.
I don't know, man.
My two is either between going to the past and fixing some shit too, or the future, like reading the future,
Or
and
teleportation?
teleportation, yeah.
It'd be one or the other, bro.
That's
Whatever.
fucking mage shit.
Whatever.
Is that some gay shit?
It's a mage.
Oh, I was
shit.
like, damn, that's
Some
problematic.
mage shit.
Hey, can we talk about this bitch Amber Guyger?
Damn, bro, we calling women bitches in
Are you
2019?
serious? No, this is warranted.
This
This is fucking warranted. I'm sorry, dog. Like,
All right, okay, let's hear it.
all right. Well, do you know who Amber Guyger is?
Yeah, I was reading the so this actually no this entire case happened last year. This happened September of last year,
It
by the way.
happened September 6th of 2018.
Yeah, it was like this this lady that apparently walked into some other person's house,
Right.
some other person's apartment, and then shot that guy because she thought that he was in her apartment.
Right. So Amber Guyger was a Dallas police officer, right?
Yeah,
She was working for the police department for about 5 years, and her defense for shooting Botham Jean, who was 28, was that she walked into the wrong apartment.
Right.
Botham Jean's apartment was above hers, I believe, or below hers actually, and hers was above his. She feels as though, or her defense at least is, she parked on the wrong side of the parking deck, got out, entered the apartment, and she thought the apartment that she walked into was hers. Instead, it was his. She walks into his apartment. It's dark. This figure is standing there. He was eating. She didn't know that. She pulls out her
She was
service
just sitting
pistol.
he was sitting on the couch or something.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. He
So he
was
was eating ice cream, watching TV.
eating ice cream, watching TV, and she pulls out her service weapon and shoots him.
Okay.
So her defense initially when I heard it was, okay, it's because me just being who I am, I'm trying to, play devil's advocate. I'm trying to look at things from all sides. I'm like, okay. She walked in, she's tired, whatever. She walked in and she killed some guy, or she shot somebody because she thought it was her
So many
apartment.
questions.
My thing is, how is it that you're a trained officer who's been on the force for 5 years, but your first instinct when you're walking to your own apartment is to shoot? You know what I mean? Granted,
Bro,
you
my
might
thing-
think somebody is like robbing you. You shouldn't just, your first instinct as a police officer isn't to be scared and pull a trigger. Isn't that the issue that we're going through now with police brutality?
Yes, absolutely. So her protocol was all fucked up. I don't know why her first method of defense was to grab a gun rather than running outside and calling the police. Okay, and second of all, she's off duty, so like, why did she feel the need to like do something about it?
Right.
Like I said, that's the first thing.
Well,
that's
then
running
again,
out.
she is still an officer, so off duty, on duty. If you walk into your own apartment,
We could
and
get
you
into
see
a whole
somebody-
conversation about like how better police officers should be trained and their entire protocol altogether. But I mean, the first thing I was thinking about is like, look, I can understand, right? Okay, let's just say New Brunswick, wherever our friend lives,
Okay.
right? You know what I'm talking about, right? Floor plans can be the same, right? You could walk into, but like, yo, you don't notice like the second you walk in, like maybe you got a shoe rack on the left, you'll notice the shoe, like.
Yeah.
You're saying it's dark, but if the TV is on, there's still a hue that you could see,
That's a
right?
fact.
And another thing, let's be real honest, bro. Botham John is what, Jamaican, Caribbean?
He was from
You're
St.
telling me
Lucia.
that she walked to that apartment and not smell some Caribbean food and didn't think that she was in the wrong place,
That's reaching, but like,
bro. That's the first. That's not the first thing I
No,
thought
but
about.
that's
But of
reaching.
all the questions I
But
had,
still-
I was like, bro, if I walked into somebody else's, if you walked into my house, you would smell my house, dog.
Right.
You would smell my house first.
But the thing is, like-
you would see the furniture first.
but like she's not. He was in the
I'm
living room.
I'm
He was-
like playfully.
But I'm
reaching
saying
with
he was
that.
in the living room, right? So like she probably walked in. And that's probably the first thing she saw. Like it's probably not like. Granted, I don't know what her intent was. It probably wasn't like she walked into her room and then she saw him. It was probably like she opened the door, which we'll get to that point too. Why was the door? How'd she get in? Right, the first part. But she walks in the door. First thing she sees is some dude on the couch or whatever eating, and she's like, "Oh shit, there's somebody in my house." Shoots him.
Why would a burglar
Right.
eat ice cream?
Right.
Why is he eating ice cream chilling
Exactly.
on the couch?
Exactly.
If he's robbing me,
Right.
wouldn't he like a robber himself would freak out?
Right.
You'd be like, oh shit.
Well, no,
And
he
then try to
probably
run.
he probably
Like,
did freak out though. To be honest, Botham Jean probably did freak out when she pulled out her gun, and he was just
Right.
like, "What are you doing?" I mean, you gotta understand, like
He's probably in his boxers.
he's probably not. He's probably so scared because he's like, "You just broke into my apartment and you're pointing a gun at
And
me."
me.
You know what I'm saying? He's probably like, "What's going on?" And before he can even explain himself, he's dead.
Not even that. I'm thinking about that, right? He's scared for his life, and there's a woman that broke into his apartment
And
with a
she's
gun.
scared for her life.
And she's scared. So his reaction would be like, yo, what the fuck? And then
Right.
as soon as he gets up, she's like, oh, it's a threat.
You're aggressive,
Stop.
yeah, because he's trying to be aggressive because why are you in my apartment?
Yeah.
She's thinking she's in her apartment, so she pulls out the gun and shoots him. Now
Yeah.
she doesn't even turn herself in, I believe, for 72 hours. So my
yeah.
next question is, why did it take 72 hours for her to turn herself in? Granted, yeah, you did kill somebody, but did she go to work the next day?
No. She called. Did you listen to 911 call?
Yeah, but she didn't do that until she did that immediately.
Yeah. She called and she was like, I thought I was, like, she said it like 500,000 times. She's like, I thought I was in my apartment. I'm sorry. But like, you know what's
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she didn't get arrested until
It was like a 5-minute.
September 9th.
No, it was like a 5-minute.
The same day?
At least the 911 call that I listened to,
Mm-hmm.
yes. As soon as she shot him, she calls 911 and she's like, it's an emergency. Like, I'm here
Wow,
at this
okay.
location. I just shot somebody. But you know what pissed me off? Like, you didn't listen to it, and we'll listen to it later. Is like the fucked up part about that phone call is two things. One, she calls and you listen to her talking.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I shot someone. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my job. I stopped for a second. I
Right.
paused it. I was like, are you fucking serious? You shot a man dead
Right.
in his apartment, and the worst thing you think that's going on right now is that you're gonna lose your fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you fucking crazy? And that just showed like, where's your morals at? Like, what is your top priority right now?
Right.
The fact that you just shot a man dead and you need to call the cops and focus on doing CPR. If you're a fucking off-duty officer, you should learn how to do CPR.
Right.
Do
Well,
something
she
to
knows
help.
how to do CPR. You
Do
can't become
something
a
to
police
help
officer without
while the
knowing
cops are
CPR.
showing up, but she wasn't doing anything.
Right.
She was just sitting there freaking out, telling them like, "Yeah, I thought it was my apartment."
When
I
was
thought it
she
my apartment."
arrested?
I think like 5 minutes after, because the cops.
She
show
was
up.
arrested the same day? Are you sure?
No, that I don't.
Yeah,
even
because
don't even
I'm
quote
pretty
me on
sure
that.
she didn't get taken into custody until September 9th, which is another reason why there was an uproar.
Yeah.
It's because, like, why did it take so long for her to get arrested? I thought she just didn't turn herself in until 72 hours. But if you're saying that she called immediately
She called the cops,
after,
and then the cops pulled up.
she wasn't arrested on September 6th. I know that for a fact, which is
that's
when the
just fucking
shooting
weird.
took place. And I'm like, how does that make sense? I understand she's a police officer.
You
And
want
they
to pull
want to
that
do a
up while
little.
we're talking about it?
She wants
Pull
to
it
do a
up.
little more digging, but like, or the police department wants to do a little more digging. But even if there's an alleged, right? If there's an alleged anything between you and I at work, they're probably going to let us go until they do a little more investigation. They're not going to keep us on the job while we do the investigation.
Of course.
Just like anybody else. But for her, it took her that 3-day period. So if she did call the cops on the day she shot him, I am very curious as to see when she got arrested.
Yeah, no, and in the phone call, like, she calls 911,
Immediately,
and
yeah.
then the cops pull up.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, it's like, the cops pull up, and she's like, no, it wasn't me, like, I'm the one that accidentally shot him, like, I'm the one that called, da-da-da. And the other fucked up thing about that 911 phone call is, like, the cops show up, and they're more concerned with her. They do not even ask her about the victim. They didn't say anything about the victim.
Because they knew her probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
Maybe
she
because
works
she was like,
for that
oh, it's an
city.
off-duty cop.
Yeah, she works
like,
for that
They
city.
thought she was the one in trouble, but she was the one that shot the guy.
Right.
And they don't even, like, if you listen to that call, bro, she, like, hangs up as soon as they see him. And they pull up and they're like, are you okay? Da-da-da. But they don't ask about him at all, which
Right.
is so fucked up because it's like, yo, like, they didn't even bother to ask, like, hey, is he still alive? Hey, did you do CPR?
Right.
Hey, can we do something? Nothing.
Right.
You know? And another thing is, like, how can a person like her be trusted, right? Like, I'm thinking she's probably under the influence. Like, how do you trust an officer with going, like, how is
But
she
you
not
are
under
an
the-
officer.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, how do you trust somebody that's could be under the influence, like, could be taking medication? Like, how do you trust somebody that just walks into another person's apartment? Okay, she's going for 10 years. She might get out after 5. If she gets out, how do we know this is not going to happen again?
Hold on, time out. Like, we're moving too quickly. Hold on. Like, the cops, you're saying, how do you trust her? She might be under the influence. You're talking about other cops.
No, I'm just saying, I'm saying
Okay.
in general. How do you
Okay.
trust a woman like this to do something like that? Because now, if anything, she's a huge threat,
Right.
bro. Because I wouldn't be able to trust her anyway.
So let me pose the question to you. Do you, like, what if what she's saying is actually the truth? What if she was actually really tired and she parked on the wrong floor and she walked into the wrong apartment and she shot that?
Dude.
What would you say if that was true? If there were cameras that showed that was accurate, that was 100%
That she
true.
walked into this
She
apartment.
walked into an incorrect. She parked on the wrong floor, walked into the incorrect apartment, and shot this guy. If you could talk to God,
Okay.
and God told you that she was telling the truth.
Can I try to put
How would you
myself in
feel?
this situation for a 2nd? I'm Amber Guyger. Okay.
Right. No, you're not Amber Guyger. You're outside of Amber Guyger. You talked to God. You asked God if what was true, and He told you that Amber Guyger was telling the truth. How would you feel about that? Would you still believe that it's plausible to be tired and walk into somebody else's apartment and shoot them?
No, absolutely not.
You still wouldn't think so.
And that's why I was just about to say, like, can I put myself in the situation of Amber? Is like, okay, I walk into this apartment. Fine.
Because we don't know what the apartment looks like, right? We don't know what it
notice
looks
that
like.
the furniture is different. Fine, whatever. And I pull up to the guy, and I'm really trying my best to put myself in the situation as unbiased as possible, right? Is fine. I have my gun, and I see this guy sitting on the couch, and I'm like, holy shit, who the fuck are you? Why are you in my apartment?
Right.
I would think, even if I'm pulling out my gun and I'm holding it like this, he would have enough time to be like, yo, hold on, it's my apartment. You're in my apartment. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but now you're Amber Guyger, but you're.
But the thing
you're
is, I
painting a
have my
picture-
gun in my hand,
Right.
though. I don't need to fucking pop. Like,
Right.
I could just hold it, and I know I'm safe enough
Yeah.
to hear what the fuck he has to say. Because as soon as he says, you're in my apartment, I would slowly
But
step
that's
back.
if he says that. That's what I'm saying. That's if he says that. You're trying to create the scenario here. But you're just Amber
Dude,
Guyger.
I'm not-
You don't know what the external person is gonna
I'm
do.
not pulling that fucking trigger.
What if
though.
he's like, what the fuck, and he starts charging you? It's still dark.
Ooh.
It's still dark. I'm not giving her a defense. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, so people don't just jump on a bandwagon and say that
But
something.
why would he charge at you if he had a
Hey,
fucking
we
gun
don't
out?
know.
Right.
I'm just painting a
Right.
picture because we don't know what happened, right? I'm just painting a picture here. Like, you walk in tired, somebody's sitting on your bed, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? But before you could realize that this is not even your room, you pull a trigger. You know?
Is it crazy to think that even I, somebody that's never held a fucking gun in his life, would go for the leg over his chest?
I mean, you're trained. You should.
Right.
Because if you're a police, you
Me,
should.
somebody that's
You
never
should.
held a gun, doesn't know how it works,
Right.
probably doesn't even know how to fucking reload it, would immediately be like, yo, okay, I know this is a threat.
It'd be even
but-
dangerous for you because you don't know how to
Because
use a gun.
after all the different crimes that we've had, all the different cases that we've had of people getting shot in the chest, I would be like, yo, I know I'm going to go to jail for this if I shoot this motherfucker and he dies. I'm gonna try to shoot somewhere where it's safe enough where I could subdue him, like keep him down, and then question him and be like, "Who the fuck are you?" Right. And if he says like, "Yo, you're in my apartment," I'd be like, "I'm sorry, I shot you. At least I shot you in the foot."
Most of these
something
things,
like that,
most
right?
of these things are so much like easier said than done.
Because it is,
you don't
course,
know, your adrenaline's moving,
bro,
your heart is pumping.
Yes,
you think
but you were trained for this situation.
That's true. That's a good point.
You're trained for that situation.
That's a good point.
That's what they train you for.
Yeah.
You get trained on hundreds of hours to be able to deal with the threat on the spot, with your heart racing, with you being tired, with you not knowing, like, why, like, I get it, right?
But then again,
I get it.
They're still human.
If me being
She's still human.
Me being me, I have a gun and I'm not trained on it. Me being me, and I'm tired and I see somebody in my apartment, right? Or, okay, fine, I'm in their apartment. I see somebody in my apartment. I would just unconsciously think, I get it. It's easier said than done. I get that. But I would just, at that moment, at least I'd be like, yo, I'm shooting someone. At least let me shoot down. Let me just shoot for the legs. Let's keep him down so I can question him and everything, right?
Yeah.
So.
Nah, that makes sense. I'm just saying. But
I just had a lot of questions about it.
It's definitely easier said than done, especially if it was dark. I don't know, but I think I just heard that somewhere. If it was dark, it's definitely harder said than done because you walking into your apartment with your keys, you just ready to decompress.
Yeah,
and then you see a figure. I could see it. However, this bitch got 10 years, and that is what actually pissed me off.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to put like
that is what actually pissed me off. The fact that she got charged with. That's all I was asking.
You saw the court video?
I was asking my little sister because she was the one that was following all this, and she's like, she got 10 years. I was like, she must have got manslaughter. That's the only way that I feel like a court would be able to give her 10 years. 10 years. She's like, no, she got first degree. I'm like, there's no fucking way. She got first degree murder.
And only got 10 years.
I was like, isn't the minimum like fucking 15 to 20? That's what blew my mind.
You want to talk about that? I want to talk about real quick because I want to go into that. I
want to talk about the sentencing. I want to talk about the sentencing.
I was talking about like why the fuck like I was watching the testimony from Botham's brother. And he was like,
bro, I don't even care about that.
I forgive you.
Right.
I wouldn't want you to go to jail. He was hugging her. That's weird, bro.
See, why is that weird?
That's weird.
Hey, look.
Dog.
Once again, to play devil's advocate.
This woman you don't even know just shot your brother.
Right.
And you want to be like,
the thing is,
how mature
that's
you
how
are.
everybody thinks, though. Now you're giving her the power to own that over your life. His point in that testimony, as much as I don't agree with it, his point was, I don't want this to sit with me. Because when you angry at somebody, it's not doing anything to the person. It's not doing anything to the person that you're mad at. It's doing shit to you. So he's like, you know what? I forgive you. Take all of that shit to God. This is not my place to judge you. So I don't know. I just feel as though, hey, I like the dude's brother said.
It's a crazy story though.
Like the brother said, I hope she repents to God because that's the only person she's gonna face every morning when she looks at herself in the mirror. You know what I mean? Like after all this, I really applaud him for being as mature as he is. I don't know if I could do it, but I definitely applaud him.
I'm happy that she's at least getting years, right? Because is it crazy for me
Instead
to
of
think
just
that like
suspended.
maybe she could have just got off altogether?
That's a fact.
They're gonna be like, oh, it's self-defense. She thought. So at least I'm happy that she's getting 10 years for it. Ideally, I would want her to get a lot more, but what is this? Oh, this is just explaining it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, another question. You said, what if this was my brother? Would I give her a hug? What if Amber Guygar was your daughter? Flip the script here. I'm gonna flip the script here. What if Amber Guygar was your daughter?
Okay.
What would your feelings be?
Oh, and she did this, and
if she was your daughter, yeah.
Wait, let's go back to the brother thing though. Let's go back to the brother thing. If he was my brother.
No, you asked me like, would you hug her like if that was your brother that she killed, right? So I'm asking.
I would never.
You wouldn't, right? Yeah. But now, if this is somebody that's in your family, if this is your daughter, how would you feel about that?
But that's my daughter, though.
That's
what is your point? That's my
point.
Daughter,
my point is you can't only be empathetic when that person is tied to you. That's the point that I'm trying to make, because you saw that hesitation that you said right there. You're like, "Ooh, she's my daughter, though." But that's the point that I'm trying to make. Just because she's tied to you by blood doesn't mean that's the only reason in which you should be empathetic to see the other side.
Right.
This guy's brother was like, "Hey, I forgive you because I don't want to live with this." Mm-hmm. But he still said, he was like, he was like, "I don't want you to go to jail. I want you to repent to God because I know that's how my brother would feel if he was still alive." He's not forgetting that his brother is dead. Trust and believe that. He just wants to be able to live his own life without having
And not
Amber
let this
Guyger
consume
on his
him.
heart. Exactly.
Yeah, not let
You
it
know,
take over.
because you get mad. You like, I want to kill her. I want to do all of this. You're adding toxicity into your own life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's trying to get away from that.
Which
so
is
he's like,
super
I'm gonna
mature.
forgive. I'm not gonna forget that my brother is dead though. Let's get that over with. However, you go and you talk to God
because there's no point in this consuming my mind and driving me crazy.
And they were big Christians too, right? Gene and his family, right? So that's why he said that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point though. If Amber was my daughter, and everything would be flipped,
you would feel as though
I would start
right
getting
because you raised her
because that's my
you
daughter.
raised her, right? You see, so you got to understand that too. Everybody's somebody's child,
right?
You know?
Exactly.
Let me see. Could this have been another way?
That's a good way to look at
That's
it.
how
though.
I think about everything. You know what I mean? Like you look at it the way you initially feel, right? The way you're brought up, and you're like, what if it was the other way? So then I start having that inner conflict. Then it kind of like makes you to do your due diligence and actually do research. You know what I mean? Actually try to find the facts as much as you can, and then you can come up with a standard, concrete decision as to why you believe about something.
I like that. That's a really good
Right.
point. I like that.
Makes sense.
Anyways, look, man. I hope you enjoyed all these random topics. What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed all of these topics, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section. You already know who I am. You can find me at...
Ooh, you gonna give him your at? Oh.
You thought it was not. Stop it. You can find me at Bickering Brothers Podcast on all social media platforms. That's iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter. And I think that's it. That's
they
all.
They can't really find you there. They can find us.
I mean, you can find my face.
They don't know who you are.
And put a face to the voice for all of you guys listening. Cephus, would you like to take over?
You already know what it is. I'm not going to be too hyped because I'm kind of like tired at this point. But it's your boy Cephus at So Sophisticated. That's SO_SEPHUSTICATED on all social media platforms. I'm not playing, guys. You guys got any business ventures? You got some stocks you want me to...
Stocks.
$2. That's 8 quarters and 2 Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, I just kind of went up. I said I was going to give them 1 Jolly Rancher before, but now I'm going to give them 2.
Jolly Ranchers are $1 a piece?
No, I'm going to give them $2 and a Jolly Rancher. But now I'm giving them 2 Jolly Ranchers.
Oh.
So 8 quarters and 2 Jolly Ranchers.
Oh.
Look for me.
Oh.
You feel me? Because I can help out. You know what I'm saying? I got ideas. I got quarters.
Is that you investing into the business? Is the Jolly
yeah,
Ranchers?
that's what I'm saying. The $2 and he not even following, bro.
I don't know where I am.
If you got a business venture, your boy Cephus got you with $2 and 2 Jolly Ranchers. In fact, I'll make it 3 just for the people that like green apple.
I mean, I think that's really it.
Yeah?
Yeah. My name is Akhil.
It's your boy Cephus.
Peace.
Traveling